Month. And what it's trying to do is kind of raise people's awareness of bowel cancer and colon cancer and what's involved, kind of pushing people to actually get diagnosis if they've got anything that's wrong. Unfortunately, because of the sort of cancer it is, it's one of those things that people are a bit kind of reluctant to go to the doctors about, because it's never nice talking about your bowel and all the bits and pieces that happen down there. So people don't tend to go as early as they could do. Bowel cancer is very treatable if it's diagnosed early enough. That's the problem people are getting. It's not getting diagnosed early enough. And that's kind of what the Bowel Cancer Awareness Month is trying to push, is basically getting people to get diagnosed and finding out all the information and help that they can actually get if they have been diagnosed.
So the month is really, as you just mentioned, it's more about the awareness factor. So this is pretty achievable then, really, isn't it? So where does the money come into it then?
Well, basically, there's various different kind of charities that work towards getting this awareness out there. The charity I've specifically wanting to fundraise for is the Bobby Moore Fund. Obviously, Bobby Moore, famous footballer who died from bowel cancer, and his wife actually set up the Bobby Moore Fund to kind of get people more aware and to really push kind of the research and funding for research into ways to prevent it, ways to treat it, kind of early diagnosis, and all the support that people can get kind of from diagnosis point onwards, really.
You have and I know it's probably going to be quite painful to talk about it, but obviously it always helps to hear other people's experiences. You have first-hand personal attachment to bowel cancer, don't you? I mean, can you tell us a little bit more about that? I
do, unfortunately. One of my best friends, Ian, died in December. He got diagnosed back in October 2013 with colon cancer, which obviously is a form of bowel cancer. And although he kind of had a few operations and he was able to go through a little bit of chemo, it had unfortunately become kind of too profound that he couldn't actually do anything about it. And sadly, he did die in December. And it is painful. It is heartbreaking. And it's kind of this year is the year I want to really kind of help other people to not have to go through this upset of losing somebody that they love or somebody that's close to them.
With Ian, was it a case that he just got to it too late, and if he'd have sort of gone to a doctor earlier, it might have helped, or was it pretty much it was never going to change the situation either way?
Difficult to know, really. When he went to the doctors, he kind of, the week up to kind of leading to his official diagnosis, he'd been back and forth to the doctors pretty much every day with issues he was experiencing. So whether it already was too far gone at that point, or whether it could have been dealt with differently, really don't know. But obviously the NHS did everything they could, and Stu Ryder, Duchess of Kent House, was fantastic for him at the very end. But it's kind of difficult to know, really, whether earlier diagnosis would have made any difference.
And of course, that's the thing, isn't it? It's easy to sort of think just about the the sufferer of bowel cancer, but also the impact it has when you lose a loved one. The wider implications that has for friends and family, and of course, the hospitals and the charities are really only focusing on the sufferer, not as much with the friends, the family, the spouse, etc. So, I'm guessing from that point of view, it's important that people are supported.
Absolutely, and it was clear to see kind of the amount of people that were affected by the loss of Ian. Was at his funeral back in December, there was hundreds. I've never seen the crematorium so full as it was in December. It was fantastic, and obviously his close friends were there, his partner Joe was there, his family were all there. There was just so many people, and obviously all these people now are kind of striving to kind of get awareness out there, and there's other kind of charity fundraising ideas going on as well, just because he meant so much to everyone. And he was a local lad as well, wasn't he? Yeah, he was, Caversham. So, he's been in this area pretty much all his life. And has that sort of, have you noticed the effect that his loss has had in terms of the people that sort of knew him and sort of helping out, raising awareness with you? Yeah, no, absolutely. It was kind of one of the first things that we did at the beginning of the year was like, right, we're going to do something this year, we're going to do something big. I know his brother and one of his brother's friends is doing a massive, great, big fundraising push specifically for Stu Ryder. And it's suddenly given everybody that kick to go, right, let's do something more about this, let's kind of really push the fundraising, let's kind of get the awareness out there for people and help kind of anybody in the future. Which brings us nicely to point then. So, I mean, what is it that you're actually doing and what do you want to help with? I will be carrying out or taking part in a Spartan race in September. It was one of those kind of you look through the internet and go, what can I do? What's a little bit different? And then I thought, I know, I'll put myself through absolute hell and go through a Spartan race, which is basically about 13 plus kilometres with 20 plus obstacles, which include going through mud, carrying great huge sandbags, climbing up ropes, going along monkey bars, all of the kind of normal things that you do in a run, obviously. So, so I'm actually doing this in September. And want to get fundraising for the Bobby Moore Fund. So that's kind of what I'm here for. It's a bit of a push, whether you could encourage some of your listeners to fundraise for me or to donate for me.
I mean, obviously, the first thought to someone's mind might be, well, this is miles away, it's September, but it creeps up quicker than you expect, doesn't it, sometimes?
It does. And obviously, like I say, this month is Bowel Cancer Awareness Month, so I'm really kind of pushing the awareness. Everyone on my Facebook is getting continually bombarded with everything on my Twitter is as well, just to kind of continually get this in their heads and get it into the forefront of their heads that this is a serious thing, this needs help with, which is why obviously this is a really good month to keep pushing as much as I can.
So how can people get hold of you and sponsor you? Have you got a page that people can go to help donate and sort of, help spread the word, as it were? Yeah,
absolutely. I set up a Just Giving page. So they can visit me at www.justgiving.com / and it's Miss Kelly Stone. But I'm awkward and Kelly's Kelley. So it's Miss Kelley Stone.
And sort of a quick message, if you would, for anyone that's sort of listening to this thing, it's all well and sad, and thank you for sharing your story, but I haven't got any cash at the moment. I mean, what is it that you could say to someone to get them sitting off the fence and digging deep?
Well, either dig deep, any sort of donation will be fine. Whether you're, popping out this weekend, celebrate the long weekend, or the Easter holidays, stick a £5 in the donation pot instead of in your pint pot or something, anything like that. But also, if you don't want to donate, that's actually down to your own cause. But be aware of bowel cancer, be aware of any diagnosis. So if anyone out there has got any issues, go and see a doctor about it.